CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, an investigation is underway. It's after a woman was arrested at a Southwest Ranches mansion. It appears to belong to music artist Sean Kingston. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten has the report.
This raid happening at the home of well-known rap artist Sean Kingston. BSO has been at the house throughout the day. According to his Instagram, Kingston is in Los Angeles right now and is supposed to go to Las Vegas next. Janice Turner was arrested at the house. She's Kingston's mom. BSO says she's facing numerous fraud and theft charges. BSO, though, is not saying anything about Kingston, but an attorney who filed a lawsuit against him was watching the whole raid play out, standing outside the Southwest Ranches mansion. He said that Kingston duped his clients into letting him take a 232-inch TV home without paying the price in full. That TV fills up an entire wall. Now the attorney has a moving van at the mansion. He's getting the TV back.
He tells a story. He's got basically a script. He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it. And he lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays.
There's a second U-Haul here. They're picking up something worth $80,000. You'll be surprised what they're getting. We'll have that story coming up starting at 5. In Southwest Ranches, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.
All right, here we go. Hurricane season starts in about 9 days, and NOAA released its 2024 hurricane season forecast. It is expected to be a very active season. Next, weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler has the breakdown. Cindy.
Naja, no surprise here whatsoever. As a matter of fact, we expected this. This is the outlook now from NOAA, so this is the official outlook. Named storms, they're thinking 17 to 25. That's incredibly high. The average is only 14. Hurricanes, 8 to 13, 7 would be average, and major hurricanes, this would be a category 3 or higher, 4 to 7 of them, so unbelievably active. And there are actually 2 main reasons that they're thinking this is going to be so active. As a matter of fact, the most active season they've ever put out in May, because of the record warm temperatures out there in the Atlantic. As a matter of fact, temperatures haven't cooled off much from last season, so it is still very warm. As a matter of fact, off the charts hot right now, so that's the fuel for these hurricanes and tropical storms. Plus, El Nino is forecast to switch and become La Nina just in time for the peak of the hurricane season. And La Nina is a pattern that sets up where there is very little wind shear in the atmosphere, and wind shear is what tears these storm systems apart. So we're not going to have that in place. So there's really nothing out there to stop them, stop the development, or stop them from moving off to the west. Right now, even today, the Hurricane Center is watching a little system out here just to the north of Hispaniola, but expected to maybe give it a 10% chance for possible development. It doesn't look like it will. It's not something to be concerned about, but just a reminder that even this early in the season, we can already start to see development. In the month of June, more likely areas that if we would get anything, we might get a hurricane or a tropical storm develop in the Gulf of Mexico or possibly along the eastern seaboard, not really across South Florida, but this is something to keep in mind. If it does develop anywhere here or even out in the Atlantic, they can always move this direction. So I guess the main takeaway here is you've got to be prepared all the time for anything. And that's just the kind of thing that we're into right now because of these water temperatures being so astronomically hot. Temperature today, well, not too bad, 88 degrees. So this is not as hot as we have experienced in the past. Much hotter if you get into the inland areas, but we've got an easterly flow, so that's helping to keep us a little bit cooler. But there is some moisture at the surface, so it feels like it's in the lower 90s. Again, this really isn't anything compared to what we're going to have coming up this weekend. Sea breeze is starting to make its way inland. There is a little bit of moisture. Our weather tracker, our rain tracker, does want to have some development, mainly over Monroe and Collier County. So if anything is going to develop, it's going to be there, and it won't be here on the eastern side. So we're expecting another warm day tomorrow. Temperatures will be topping out in the lower 90s, and that's going to be the trend heading into the weekend, except even hotter, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. Any chance for rain will more than likely be the interior or the west side.
Cindy, thank you. A couple arrested. They are accused of organized fraud. 27-year-old Leonette Cespedes and 31-year-old Carlo Padilla are facing fraud, grand theft, and several other charges. Investigators believe Cespedes was also involved in opening numerous business bank accounts without company's authorization. No word yet if any other person was involved in the crime. Two cars were on a collision course, and this afternoon we are getting a look at new surveillance video of that wild crash. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench was in Northwest Miami-Dade. He spoke to the mother of one of the victims.
We have obtained brand new surveillance tape that shows the moments just before two cars crash into this Missionary Baptist church here in Northwest Miami-Dade. 4 people were taken to the hospital. One of them is in critical condition. We spoke with her mother at Jackson Memorial Hospital.
Something went wrong. My daughter was in the back. And the young lady that was driving, she had a broken leg. She spoke a few words to me. And I just let her know that I love her.
I'm so deeply saddened to hear the news of what went on here, because speeding is a factor in this area. The restaurant across the street, there was a car vertical on the wall from speeding. The church avoided an accident before because of this tree. But I'm so deeply saddened by to hear those that are in the hospital injured. I informed the congregation and family to pray, pray for those that are injured in this incident.
The acting pastor of the church tells us there's a terrible problem in this area near Northwest 22nd Avenue and 91st Street with speeders. We'll have much more on that story coming up in just an hour. In Northwest Miami-Dade, Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
Caught on camera, terrifying moments after a deadly 2-car crash at Lauderhill. Surveillance video caught the moment as Chevy traveling northbound on 31st Avenue got slammed by a Mercedes. People began running out of the convenience store to help. 4 victims were rushed to Broward Health. One of the victims was pronounced dead from his injuries. Police are investigating. No word yet on what caused that crash. Boaters, listen up. Starting tomorrow, the city of Miami is temporarily closing all 4 spoil islands in Biscayne Bay. It's to prevent trash being left behind by visitors. The islands are Osprey, Morningside, Pace Picnic, and Willis Island.
Over time, we've seen that a lot of boaters and people that have been littering in the area have been littering across the island. So this new policy is to better educate people on leaving no trace behind, just picking up the garbage and taking it with themselves and leaving nothing behind.
The city says trespassers could face arrest. The Department of Justice takes action against Live Nation, what it is alleging in a new lawsuit when we come back.
We've seen home prices in South Florida double in only a few years. With interest rates and inflation soaring, home buyers are asking, should we stay on the sidelines or get in the game?
No, it's a possibility. Things could get worse, but I'm not going to chase the market.
Do I keep waiting? What do I do? Well, I'm Joan Murray, and we're talking to people maybe just like you who are wondering if finding an affordable home has become an impossible dream. Tonight at 5:30.
Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Cassie Ventura has broken her silence. It's after a video was released showing her then-boyfriend, Sean Combs, attacking her at a hallway hotel. In a message posted on her Instagram account, she said this support means everything to her. She also stressed the importance of believing victims the first time and offered her support to other victims of domestic violence. The video shows Diddy repeatedly hitting her inside of an LA hotel in 2016. Diddy released a video apology for his actions. At least 9 people killed, dozens more hurt. It's after a wind gust topples a stage at a rally for a Mexican presidential candidate. Video of the collapse on social media shows those moments of chaos. People heard screaming and running away. A child is among the dead. Close to 70 people were hurt. The largest live event promoter in the country is coming under fire from the government. It's after the company had an issue with perhaps the most famous singer in the world. The result could mean lower ticket prices in the future. CBS News Miami's Skylar Henry has the report.
Ticketmaster and its parent company, Live Nation, are being told to part ways in a new lawsuit following the Taylor Swift ticket fiasco.
Taylor Swift was the one who made those abuses most famous.
The Department of Justice, along with 29 states and the District of Columbia, filed the antitrust lawsuit saying the companies drive out competition, which leads to higher prices for concert goers.
We allege that Live Nation has illegally monopolized markets across the live concert industry in the United States for far too long. It is time to break it up.
The Justice Department says Live Nation promotes the concerts, manages the artists, owns many of the venues, then is often the exclusive seller of tickets to those events. The DOJ claims the company controls around 60% of concert promotions at major venues and 80% of the ticketing.
The result is that fans pay more in fees, artists have fewer opportunities to play concerts, smaller promoters get squeezed out, and venues have fewer real choices for ticketing services.
To drive home the point, the Justice Department says fans attending concerts in Europe pay far less because competition among ticket brokers is more robust and they charge fewer fees. Caroline Matlock flew from Houston to Sweden to see Taylor Swift, where it was much cheaper.
We probably would have paid 2.5 times what we paid, maybe 3.
Live Nation alleges the DOJ is under political pressure to act and issued a statement saying calling Ticketmaster a monopoly may be a PR win for the DOJ in the short term, but it will lose in court because it ignores the basic economics of live entertainment. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami and have a great day.